Previously on The Plot Thickens.
Candice is obviously going through a lot. And we were talking earlier about her maybe heading out for a bit so that I can, take care of business here.
Well, I mean, she is going to have to do some more work on the, securing Ludwig II's castle as our destination wedding venue. So I suppose we could synergize with that.
That would save her time if we combine them into one thing.
It sounds efficient.
Right, yes. And then you would have a specific time limit on when you need to have Clarissa fired by.
If it was 2 trips or if it's one. What are you saying?
If it's the one trip, you know that by the time she comes back, you must have fired Clarissa.
But she's not going to come. I told her I'd text her.
Yes, we have set a wedding date, and so she would need to return before that wedding date.
Okay, that's like what? It's going to be a June wedding?
We were thinking, since it's so beautiful when it snows on the castle, probably more like February.
Oh,
a good month.
Okay, yeah.
Of this year.
No. No, not this one. Not this one. Not this one. This cannot be the one. No. I had different ideas.
You had different ideas about my wedding.
If you don't mind, Tony, I mean,
this is a
Ryan,
fascinating topic to me. I would love to hear more.
Look, you've done so much for us, right? It's only fair that you do me this favor. Tony.
And this is a favor in what way?
I forgot.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to this episode of our long-form format, The Plot Thickens. Yes, this is Wasting All the Time, the improv comedy podcast, and this is a thing we do every other week where we check in with a group of characters and see how things have developed on their storyline. So our current storyline is following the adventures, travails, slice of life dealings, perhaps, of a group of coffee shop owners in a town of some size that is indeterminate. One of our coffee purveyors is away this week. Our friend Jess, who portrays Candice, is not with us. But Candice is away planning the destination wedding of her, I guess, soon-to-be stepfather, Tony, played by myself. Tony is, of course, a legitimate businessman who is moving in on multiple businesses in the town. And, I'm sure that he's totally on the up and up. Dave will be portraying Brian. Brian is a guy who had been running a coffee cart and is not anymore. Now he's assistant manager at Candice's coffee shop after his cart was, well, it's a whole thing. And Cody will be portraying Joe. Get it? Because it's like coffee, a cup of Joe. And he is actually, coffee is really just it's kind of a means to an end for him. It's just what he ended up in because he couldn't be a cop. But now he is a cop. Maybe it's unclear how real that badge of his is. So this is just a very brief sum up. If you haven't been with us for the whole storyline, I do recommend going back to episode 1 and checking it all out, unless you're a person that loves being confused, in which case stick right on around and you will be very confused. I'm already confused and I've been here the whole time. And so, without further ado, let's check in on our sleepy little metropolis as the plot thickens. You know, I still feel like Candice is going to be angry when she finds out that you put roasted rabbit on the specials menu, Brian.
Tony, look, man, I may be but an assistant manager for right now with absolutely no customer facing activities. But at heart, and you know this about me, I am an entrepreneur. I must innovate. I must broaden the market, and I must do what my heart tells me to do. And my heart was telling me we can get a lot more value out of these bunnies if we do like a cycle, like we bring them in to the zoo when they're young, and then when they attain a certain age, we cycle them out.
Yeah, I think this is not on the face of things a terrible idea.
Oh, good.
However, I noticed that the specials menu names the rabbits.
Yeah.
And so Lil Daisy, who 2 weeks ago was playing with Fluffy McGillis, now sees on the specials menu Fluffy McGillis stew.
Yeah,
I feel like this is going to create a problem.
Okay, look, I don't see it. But I'm willing to hear you out. Maybe can I put my case forward first? Would you be willing to listen, Tony?
I would be willing to listen. I feel that I have already laid out the fundamentals of my own case, but I would love to hear your rebuttal to this.
Yeah. Well, the facts as you have laid them out are so. And let me tell you why it's a good thing. So, farm to table is a big deal these days, okay? Entire cities rest their reputation on this whole thing, farm to fork, farm to table. It's all about knowing where your food comes from, okay? And if I obscured the identities of these little buns, then people might get suspicious that it's generic rabbit, Maybe it's frozen, it gets shipped in from God knows where. Maybe it's from Nebraska, maybe it's from Kansas, which is kind of like a funny little Nebraska. And, it's so impersonal that way. It's like it could have been sitting in a truck for weeks, who knows? But, when I'm not the one that decided to name the bunnies in the first place, okay? They get named at the zoo, at the petting zoo out in the lobby. I'm just representing, where these rabbits came from and saying, hey, today's special, little flop flop. And I think people are going to respect that. People are going to see that as a selling point. And this is going to really drive business. Am I wrong?
Yes.
Okay.
I will give you that it is disruptive. You have come into this space and you have disrupted it. This is usually a good thing in a business.
Oh, yeah. Just doing it is the right thing to do always.
However, it is not. It is farm to fork.
Yeah.
Not petting zoo to stew pot.
Okay. So I can see a couple ways to go here. We can rename the petting zoo. Or No, just the one thing.
Okay, so here's the thing. You've already killed these rabbits, so we're going to run the special.
Yeah.
But we're going to get new rabbits for the petting zoo and name them the same things, okay? So, Fluffy McGillis is going to be on the menu, but he's also going to be in the petting zoo, okay? So then it feels like maybe the Fluffy McGillis stew is a stew that Fluffy McGillis in the petting zoo made, not that is made of him.
That's an interesting storybook idea, I guess. I could see some merch tie in there. Little stories about Fluffy McGinnis or whatever you said. And yeah, maybe.
I don't think we have to dig too deeply into why a rabbit is making rabbit stew.
Do rabbits even like stew?
I think we leave that alone. I think we can leave it alone.
They don't like coffee, I'll tell you that.
You tried to feed the rabbits coffee?
Well, yeah, that's how I,
That's how you killed my horse.
Yeah, and it worked. So it just seemed like, go with what works.
So the way you've been slaughtering the rabbits is to feed them too much coffee?
Yeah, I still have bags and bags of beans of that crazy hyper jet fuel coffee that I used to sell. And since I don't have a cart what to sell it on no more, I just do specialty brews. And let me tell you, little Flop Flop had a time, brief time. But I mean, it's a hell of a way to go out. Clarissa thought it was funny.
Have you not fired Clarissa yet?
Oh, who brought her up? No, not yet. It's the time. The time isn't right yet, Tony. You know above all else that like when you're gonna be crushing skulls, like premeditated is the way to go. And I'm not done premeditating on it. So
I don't need you to crush anyone's skull.
Metaphor.
I hope you understand this.
It's a metaphor, Tony.
I need you to pick up one of these pink pieces of paper in the office. The ones that are for terminating staff.
Yeah.
And I need you to fill it out.
Oh, yeah.
With Clarissa's name at the top.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, no, I know what to do. I know how to do that.
And then hand it to her.
Yeah, that was
if you need to run away very quickly after you hand it to her, I will understand. But you must hand it to her.
Yeah, no, that is the plan. Like you just outlined all of the steps that I had. We're on the same page, Tony. Come on, man,
I was just passing by. I heard that you haven't fired Clarissa yet.
Oh, Officer
Brian,
Joe, hey.
Hey. How's it going?
I see your knife fighting skills are getting better.
Much
barely
fewer
a nick
scars.
At all.
You got to practice the stabbing if you don't want to get stabbed. My dad always said.
Yeah, well, and also now that you've lost the bottom half of your pinky, that don't get in the way no more.
No, I can do fun little tricks. Like I can twirl the knife around and you think it's going to stop and then it keeps going because the finger's not there. So everyone's expecting you to have a full 10. That's what they call it in the knife fighting circuit.
And that's what knocks it off balance. Yeah.
I never see it. It's like a left-handed pitcher.
Well, those are
unexpected.
Common. Those are actually really common.
Really?
Yeah. I think maybe even a majority of pitchers are left-handed. Is that right?
Oh.
I don't watch a lot of baseball.
I didn't either, but now I need a new metaphor. I thought I was with the cool kids and making the sports references, but
no, it was a good effort. I think I screwed it up.
But yeah, stabbing. I mean, allegedly practicing stabbing.
Hey,
stabbing.
Maybe you could help. I I don't know, like contribute to this conversation that Tony and I are having. It's not an argument, and
Tony
I
doesn't
don't
argue.
need you to pick sides or nothing because I already know where you go. But you like the stew, right?
It's delicious.
Yeah,
just the right amount of spice and toughness on the meat. You're a pretty good chef there, Brian.
And I don't have to fire Clarissa like right away, right?
You're not going to put her in the stew, are you?
Sorry, it took me a really long time. No, I did. I just had to kind of run through a couple scenarios in my head real quick. No, certainly not. Clarissa stew, who would buy it?
We don't have anywhere near the freezer space for that.
You do it your place. You do it your place. I remember
the back room.
Yeah, when you were in, had the plumbing problems in the back room, and they had to shut down the electrical for a while because there was that big surge. It kind of broke the grid for a sec, and then you guys had to pull out your freezers to defrost them. And so I saw that. I saw all the freezers that you had back there.
Yeah, those are my coffee freezers.
Yeah. But no, I'm saying like you probably have space.
Lots of space.
I mean, it's all pretty much taken up with coffee, you know?
Yeah. No, that makes sense.
You know, because that coffee in there, you know, there's there's no way to trace a motive behind why that coffee is there, you know? No one knows that coffee. Certainly no one can connect me to the beans that those coffees once were.
Yeah.
They're just coffee that I don't know. And so therefore, why would you ask questions about that coffee? You know?
No, that makes sense. And I did hear that Joe gave you a sign of approval for your place. And, so I get it. Everything's on the up and up. You're a legitimate businessman.
That I am, yes.
And your freezers are full of coffee.
Yeah, so we cannot put dead bodies in there.
No.
Full up with coffee.
No room. No room. No room for dead bodies in my back room. Nope. Yeah, so Joe. The answer to my question was a yes, right? I got you to say yes to one thing, and then I said another thing. So you kind of like just, yeah. So yes.
Yeah, it wasn't. You related the stew to Clarissa, hence my original concern.
Yeah, you're really stuck on that.
Clarissa is not in the stew. She's still working here. We still need Brian to fire her.
Right. Without dead bodifying her.
I'm indifferent at this point.
Joe? You're a great guy.
Thank you.
You're really frustrating me right now.
Mm-hmm.
And I cherish our friendship.
You've been working on that sandwich. That was really good.
Thanks. I kind of hate how everyone immediately identifies it right after I do it.
Oh.
It kind of feels like it's not achieving the desired effect. It's a bit transparent, but your words of encouragement are nonetheless appreciated.
Well, you're doing your best, and we appreciate that. And
yeah,
maybe it'll get better if you work on it a little more. But I'm looking forward to how much you improve.
Wow, thank you. Wow, that was very nice of you.
Well, so once you end up ultimately firing Clarissa, are you going to need to hire some help for this place? I don't see you running it all by yourself, in the interim, as it were.
Oh, no. I mean, but, I guess if Clarissa goes, then Clarice might go too. And actually, a lot of them are kind of a gang. I don't know if you've noticed the matching tattoos.
Yeah. Face tattoos generally send up flags on the...
It's intimidating.
The jean vests embroidered with their logo on the back. Yes.
Yeah, I mean it's badass, and if you're gonna refuse to wear the uniform that your employer requires, I mean, you at least counter it with a different uniform.
Yeah, I mean the cauldron of bubbling blood. It's thematically related. It's a boiling beverage of some kind, much like coffee is. So it's enough in the wheelhouse for me. I just don't appreciate that. I still have to do a knife fight every time I want to come in and see my soon-to-be stepdaughter.
It's
teenagers,
and I have to pay $2 for it too.
Yeah,
it's $2 now.
It's $2 for the knife fight.
Inflation is getting out of control.
And I'm sorry, but I'm really good at knife fights. It's not fun anymore.
You are really good.
Amazing.
It's like it's just another chore I have to do.
Yeah.
And I have to pay someone to do it. I'm not okay. I'm infuriated by this, actually. Could you please fire these people?
Yeah, you should get on that.
I'm gonna do it, Tony.
See, I want us to move from I'm gonna do it to I'm doing it right now as you watch, Tony.
Okay. All right, Papa T. I'm gonna do it right now.
Okay.
Just filling it out.
Good job.
When I told you before I already had one filled out, that was a lie.
I know.
Brian, since when is the address of this place 123 Real Street?
Joe, you clearly have very good eyesight.
Required for the academy.
I'm gonna murder you in your sleep. And I'm glad you stopped by today.
Unrelated.
All right, here's a different pink slip. I am filling it out with accurate information, so help me God. And all right, I will be back shortly. Then I will text Candice and let her know she can return ASAP. Pray for me.
He's going to get stabbed a lot.
Definitely going to be stabbed several times, but it's okay. He's been through worse.
Has he?
I imagine so, yes.
He's got a lot of scars in a lot of weird places.
He does, yes. I mean, it could just be from an interesting few nights in Amsterdam, but, who am I to judge a person on such things?
I mean, he does work for you. You should probably, or technically, let's see, he works through a property.
I am merely an interested investor. I am not a part of the chain of command in any way.
You like the stock? I get it.
I can suggest courses of action, but, I have no hierarchical place in the organization.
None whatsoever.
No,
that's what we like about you, Tony.
I am legally distinct from supervisory positions in this establishment.
Okay, I am back.
Good job, Brian.
Thank you.
You want to put a bunny on that?
Yeah, get a bunny for this. I need a bunny for this. I need a few bunnies for this.
Cooked or uncooked?
Preference cooked. I'll take anything. I'll even take a towel. It went about as well as could be expected.
Look, so your intestines are still on the inside. I think it went real well, Brian.
Yeah, no, I managed to get those stuck back in. Yeah. And yeah, I learned a lot of lessons that will help me when I try again next time.
We heard a lot of screaming.
Yeah, that was me. I would understand if you didn't quite recognize the vocalizations.
The tonality was higher than I expected, and
I'm kind of like a rabbit in that way. You don't know what it sounds like when they scream, but when you hear it, you didn't expect it. It wasn't supposed to be that.
Okay.
Yeah. Tony.
Yeah.
I presented the pink slip to Clarice and Clarissa.
Good.
I thought I'd, take them both at the same time so they can't, flank me or nothing.
Uh-huh.
They stabbed the slips and destroyed them very quickly. So plausible deniability, I think. They said they are not fired. So I'm going to keep working on it because I kind of feel like I have to.
Okay. Yeah, I'll tell you what. So we are now. So here's what's happened right here, Brian. So
I would appreciate a recap. Yes.
Yes. So you have in the due course of your duties, you have filled out the pink slip. You're right there, Brian. Is it too much blood you're losing?
When?
Yeah, just squeeze that rabbit on a little tighter, okay?
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, there you go. You got a protein bar or something, Joe? I think he needs a protein bar.
We got one in the old emergency tool belt kit right here. Do you want
perfect
peanut butter? We got blueberry.
No.
We got original wheat.
No. What else?
Banana. That one's been there a while. Chocolate chip.
Chocolate chip? That's my backup option.
Chocolate. Shit.
What else?
Chocolate chunk, which is,
Okay, that replaces chocolate chip as my backup.
Coconut?
No. I think I'm allergic.
That wouldn't help at all. Melon.
Come on, really dig in your fanny pack.
Yeah, it's very expansive. I can carry a lot.
It's got accordion sides.
I can expand it all the way around my waist and then all the way around again.
Hey, what was that one that was just all white packaging with no labels?
Oh, that one. Yeah, I suppose you could have that one if you wanted. That's normal. That's one of my personal recipes. It has it's like an energy drink for protein. Oh, there you go. Okay. And just tuck into that. The whole thing.
Oh,
okay.
Wow.
See, I usually do a quarter at a time.
Yeah, there was kind of sort of a big mystery, what is it? What is this flavor? It's blue raspberry. It's obviously blue raspberry.
That's the flavor.
Yeah. No. There's something else. There's something else in there. Wow. Okay.
You're going to want to not lie down for the next 6 hours or so.
Oh, no. Okay.
Don't stand still.
And,
whatever you do, don't try to remember the past couple days, like right now.
Oh, I almost did. It's like, don't think of a hippopotamus. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You
That's
said it.
Yeah.
And I almost thought of everything, but actually, I just kind of went blank. And now I remember Tony was in the middle of telling me a story.
Good luck.
Yeah. I'm glad we were able to circle back to this. So yes, in the course of your duly appointed duties, you have filled out the notice of termination. You have signed it. You have presented it to the employee.
Oh.
As far as the law is concerned, that employee is now fired. Whatever they have to say about it is not important. So you see, their refusal to accept it now places them outside of these organizational processes.
Okay. So I know that you are not, strictly speaking, in leadership.
I, too, operate outside the organization. Very good, Brian.
That being said, I still would like just sort of a verbal approval for me to hire the sandblaster to so I can go and take all the painting off of the parking spaces that were reserved for Clarissa and Clarice.
Yeah, how about
they had dedicated parking, right?
I was not made aware of this facet of their employment.
Yeah. I tried to talk Candice out of it, but she said that she had already committed to so much. It kind of was a moot point.
Always dedicated, that one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And can I go ahead and get their private refrigerator removed from the break room?
They had a private. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, you go ahead and do that. And I think I'm gonna go and have a little chat with these ladies.
Okay. If you don't mind, I would like to keep the shuffleboard that they had installed, because that is actually fun. And now that I fired them, I might actually get to play.
Brian, could I get a slushie from their slushie machine now?
That's too much, Joe.
Okay.
You ask too much of me.
Ding!
Oh what the hell?
There was such subtle disappointment in that last line. That's too much. That's just too much. Like, I thought better of you. Holy shit.
These are all bad people.
Brian is not being what he was hired to be.
Communist slushy.
That was fun.
I love it. It was.
I lost my shit at chocolate chip for some reason.
That'll be my backup.
Just however you were like,
oh, Cody's gonna be listing things. Yeah, he's gonna list things.
Damn right. I was like, I got a couple, and you're like, what more do you got? I was like, here we go.
Better get in some weird shit here.
Yeah. Mango flavored protein bar.
What was I thinking of? Or was it multiple products where like they had a mystery flavor that would be debuted, and like the packaging would be all nondescript? And
didn't Starburst or something like Starburst do that, or like a
maybe
Taffy? I thought I remember it being.
Or were there beverages too that did that?
I don't remember.
Salt's got it. The Dum Dums,
Airheads was the one I was thinking of where they had the mystery flavor.
Yeah, no, I think I think that has happened several times through history. But yeah, that was what was in my head there with the plain wrapper. But it turns out it was custom.
It was fun. I felt like I kept finding fun ways to raise the stakes without overstepping. When it was like, oh, there you go. Cool, just take it. And then it was like, yeah, this is good. Oh, the whole thing. You're just gonna eat the whole thing. It's like I usually go a quarter at a time, like creating that.
Yeah, it was good.
I did an improv.
Always good to add more detail.
Yeet, brethren.
Well, that's about all. We'll check in with our coffee purveyors for this week. Be sure to tune in next time when we find out the next chapter of our story. Will Tony successfully end the reign of terror of Clarissa and Clarice?
Reign of Terrissa.
Ooh. Will Brian get the bleeding to stop? Will he come up with a better solution for this whole rabbit thing? Will Joe find out that he's not actually a police officer? He's just getting text messages from Tony's burner phone telling him to do things. Will Candice return successful in securing the castle of King Ludwig II of Bavaria as Tony's wedding venue? Find out the answer to these questions and more next time on The Plot Thickens.
Bon voyage.
Butts!
Good night, folks.
Congratulations, you've made it to the end of another episode of Wasting All the Time, an improv comedy podcast. If you enjoyed the show, be sure to subscribe on Apple Podcasts and Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts. If you really enjoyed the show, support us at patreon.com/timewastepod, or go to wastingallthetime.com.